Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is LeSquatch and welcome back to the Kryptocraft server. And as always I have been fiddling around with the base. There doesn't seem to have been much change out here. Night hasn't come along to clean up the mess, but there has been a bit of Enderman activity. I'll leave that there to remind him that this area is still used. Still used, and I have this to greet me every morning. So this tree just grew. Let's harvest it while we're here. May as well. Getting lots and lots of sakura wood, actually, far more than I probably need. But it's worth harvesting, seeing as I'm in the area. So yeah, may as well. And I have quite a few plans for this episode. I'm actually going away for the weekend, so the activities might be split into two. I'll see how it goes. So two shorter episodes, and maybe you can give some feedback on that, whether you like the shorter format or the half an hour format, or the 25 minutes as it's been lately. So yeah, this melon is going to become a permanent feature. I think it's quite useful. Let's actually just deposit these off. And you saw something in my inventory then that I will come on to in a moment. This is going to stay, all of this is going to stay for now. I think the stone brick on the outside is also going to stay. Transitions kind of nicely over to the sandstone, and this I will come to in a moment. And I've just gone around here and filled in the back. This is going to stay like this because it interferes with the spawner, so I don't want to have lights out here. This is going to be something we work on, and I'll talk about more in that. Talk about that in a moment. There. Tongue-tied. As always, I have been manufacturing some more steel, because why not? I actually have so much steel. Let's have a look. 145 blocks. That's quite a lot. So, this is closed for safety, as we can see here. This is because of wisps, as I've come to call them in my own little head. They are... the Thaumcraft wisps have a nasty tendency to spawn. And what I didn't realise is that the magnum torches don't actually affect them. The magnum torches only affect normal mob spawns, like zombies, creepers, and I think the mana golem thingies. They don't spawn. But Thaumcraft forces the wisps to spawn, or more accurately, the flux forces wisps to spawn. So yeah, we're gonna get stuck with them until the flux is equalised. I think it might be equalised because I haven't seen any wisps for a while. But as Whip sort of ruins the atmosphere, I'm sure that more will come. I should stop blaming him. Well, I've been doing a little bit. I've been doing some research, but I think the flux is a community effort, an enemy that we all must combine together to fight. They shall unite the server. So, before I get on to Thaumcraft, let's actually go to here. This is going to be the new and improved cow farm, and I shall be using the slaughterhouse block from Mine Factory Reloaded. So same sort of setup as I had in here, but this has now been moved. This is just going to be an essence farm if I ever run low, but yeah, I have a lot of essence now. I've been doing a lot of AFKing. So, onto Thaumcraft. As you saw last episode, I had started it, and I've made this beautiful room. I replaced the night ore with torches because the night ore does create a little bit of flux, and I thought it's best to reduce it as much as possible. But if we have a look here, this is a table from that mod. What's it called? Kryptocraft. There we go. And there's also the tool rack that you saw before. And I've got my Thaumonomicon on here, and as you can see, I've researched actually quite a lot of things. All the transmutations, quite a lot of frames. I think I have all the frames. I don't have this thing yet, the appetite. But I have the ones. This one took so long. The one of dislocation. I actually had to get the theory of everything before I could unlock the wand of dislocation. I don't know whether that was just sheer bad luck, but it took forever. And I know Thaumcraft, this was a new wand as of 1.5, and I wanted it. And I thought as soon as I started unlocking these ones I'd get this, but no, I had to unlock everything else. But in doing so, I unlocked the Sword of the Condor, which is a combination of the Wand of Uprising and the Sword of the Zephyr. The Sword of the Zephyr you'll know from my previous series. The Wand of the Uprising allows you to fly, so they must have taken away the ability to fly with this. I'm kind of struggled to remember if you could before. I might be getting confused with a different mod, but this blew enemies away, and I think if you just spammed it you could fly, but I might be getting that horribly wrong. But anyway, with this one you can. And yeah, got all the mirrors, and this is new, Traveller's Paving Stone. You have managed to infuse a block of quartz with elemental earth, despite it not using quartz in any of the recipe. Anyone walking over this paving stone will have their load lightened and gain a spring to their step. So we might replace that brownstone outside with this eventually, or expand into the ravine or on the surface. So I thought that was pretty awesome. Got the infernal furnace, which I might set up at some point, and these things, and some golems, and this, what was this one? This talisman will dispel most harmful effects of the whole at the cost of beast in the local area. Oh, it's like a damage absorber thing. That's cool. What was one thing? Oh, this one. Stopwatch of the Time Twister. 1.21 gigawatts. That is a Back to the Future reference if you don't get it. Although you should. If you don't, you should go and watch them. It's a brilliant trilogy. 1980s film. Or 1985, 1987 and 1989 I think they came out. But anyway, they're brilliant films with Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd. Brilliant trilogy. But this thing is apparently a unison of magic and time, and with a simple click of the stopwatch you can bind your position, health and food to it. 1 minute later, if you still have the watch in your possession, you will be returned to this point. So this could be pretty useful for exploring. So I set the clock here. From what I've seen, you can actually click it again and again, indefinitely, and then you'll still get transported back to this spot. I saw it in Flip's episode. Yeah, he just clicks it and runs around for a bit. You can take damage and starve a little. As long as you don't die, you get teleported back here. So I thought that'd be pretty cool. So that's what I've been doing. Might get on to some Thaumcraft. I quite like to make the Sword of the Zephyr because it's one of my favourite swords. Though, in terms of the cow farm, it's going to be a bad idea because I might end up accidentally killing all the cows, and I still want to keep that farm. But anyway, I've been doing some interior decoration here. As you can see, this is the intersection of inconsistency, because this is too wide, this is too wide, this is 3 wide, this is 2 wide, and they're both offset. Ah, my Minecraft OCD is kicking off massively, but these tanks are in the way, and if I make this 3 wide, it is offset with this and it doesn't line up with this, so this is kind of the best solution that I've come up with. I could, I suppose, increase this by 1, but I've got the spawner set, and with a gravity gun on a server, getting a spawner anywhere near where you want it to be is a great achievement, and it took me forever to do it. So yeah, I'm keeping that. So we're going to have to live with this for a while, maybe change it like in a year or 2. So, I just caught this out of the corner of my eye. What is this, you may ask? Well, I shall show you. And I'll do it the proper way, going down here. This still needs something. I put all these, what do they call them? Igneous extruders, there we go. Put all these on, and I put levers on them, because I didn't need that much cobble gen. But these walls are still pretty bare, so we need to do something with that. Speaking of which, we also need to add some sort of automation, in terms of making coal dust, and what was the other one? Something else that you needed to macerate. I can't remember what it was off the top of my head, but that is what these are going to be for, and we'll come to that later in this episode. I'd quite like to get that set up. But one thing I realised from doing a bit of neatening up of this area, once I put a sandstone trim around here, a block of humus was placed on it. So I thought to myself, why is that? And I dug out the block of humus thinking it was just a bug or an error, and it got placed back again. So I double checked the forestry wiki, and oh my god, had I got this farm wrong. The way that I had it was, this was the end block, then the other row ended here, then here, then here, then here, all the way around, which pretty much meant that I had half the size of the farm that I should have had. And I've now increased this farm and swapped out the rubber farm for the forestry farm because the rubber farm was dying out. It wasn't producing enough saplings. And yeah, decided to swap it with the forestry farm because they look cool. And I can just make sticky resin from UU matter. We might still do a forestry tree, rubber tree farm, but using MFR. That might be a better idea. But anyway, this has allowed me to close off the wisp infected area upstairs, that of course is now not wisp infected, as soon as I need it to be. Even the wisps from over the ravine are gone, so maybe the repeated killing of them by me has finally quelled the flux. But anyway, if we have a look in here, we have 13,000 apple oak saplings. I don't think we're going to be short of them for a very long time. We even have 11k floor saplings and almost 10k nuggets. So that is pretty darn awesome. And with the cobble gen, let's just double check how much cobble we're making a surplus. It was actually steady at 1024, which is what I set this at. Oops, this one. So I bumped it up a little bit, so that we have a bit of cobble gen, so we always have an excess. And this always keeps running. I don't have anything there. That's my temporary chest, in case I want to sort out something. But in doing that, we now have almost 5,000 U matter, and I think we should definitely get on to doing that. But that's bringing me on to another plan, and that is to make a trophy room, and I think that's going to be here. I'm going to turn this area, I'm going to wall this off, continue this pattern along, seal off the tree farm, so we can't access from back here and annoying wisps can't get to us, and build some sort of trophy room in here. And it's going to be complete with armor stands. I am missing a light here. Why am I missing a light here? Let's go fix that. But yeah, it's going to be complete with armor stands, and we are going to place every armor we can possibly think of in there. Complete armor sets. Regardless of where they come from, it is going to be our mission to find every single complete armor set in the game and place that in there. That includes Quantum and the Graviton chestplate, and I've made a promise to myself that I will not use that armor at all during this series, because once you have that, you are invincible and it ruins the game. I'm sorry, Mr. IC2, but it ruins the game. It removes all challenge. And as you can see, I still have the little 3 armor rating. I have not changed that. I have died, I have lost items, but I'm not changing it because I like the challenge, and I appreciate the challenge. So, anyway, let's get on with the main attraction of this episode, and that is, that is getting stuck in the fence. No. It is the meat house thing, the slaughterhouse that we're going to be making the cows fuel. There is something I found whilst researching ingots, because I wanted to find mixed metal ingot recipe, because I couldn't remember the name of this particular... I can remember the mixed metal ingot name. So I searched ingot, and I found this. Found this at first. Cooked meat ingot, which is of course... Oh, not that. A cooked raw meat ingot. But there is no discernible recipe for the raw meat. And yeah, this just goes back and forth, making nuggets and meat, etc. So I did a bit of reading, and there's actually, if you go to Mine Factory Reloaded, there is an item called... Where's it gone? Is that next one? Yeah. Oh, there we go, slaughterhouse. There's a slaughterhouse, and then there is the meat packer. Fast food at its best. And these are the 2 items that we need. The slaughterhouse works pretty much similarly to the grinder, but instead of producing essence, it produces liquid meat, I think it's called, or some sort of pink liquid anyway. And we can use that in the meat packer, excuse me, to make our raw meat ingots. Or, well, you'll see how it works. So let's get the items ready. We need 2 gold swords, which is a bit random, because I didn't think I'd ever be making gold items, because they're generally crap. No offense. They have the same durability as wood, and they're pretty darn useless. Can I actually make this yet? No. Missing loads of things. So one of you, and one of you. So, yeah, I have been ill for the past week. Oh, I had an inval. Fancy that. And my throat and nose and blah 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 all been colded up, and that's kind of led me to not be able to record much. So that's one of the reasons why I kind of have to rush these 2 episodes in order to bring out the content that you guys are used to. Do we have enough? Yes. Result. Oh yeah, flint and steel. I have a used one, but let's just make a new one anyway. You can go in there, and then you can become our meat packer. Hooray! And we need to get the liquid ducts out, and we probably need liquid SafeTRACKS, which I don't have any of. But we can make some. Or I don't think we need to store liquid meat, do we? Yeah, I think we do actually. Where are we going to store it? We could actually just use ender tanks for now, and that'll be cool because I haven't actually used them yet. Ender tank. Oh, I'm missing pretty much all the important stuff. I know I have some in somewhere. Mob drops maybe? Blaze rods. I know I have them somewhere. Probably staring me right in the face. No. Might have to take a visit to Whip's Blaze area. Anyway, let's get the basics set up. So, we need power too. So, yes, gonna have to record these episodes kind of back to back, but it'll be cool because we'll still make progress. Progress. So the orientation of this matters because I don't want to have like the entrance here and then end up making things further along there because that'd be weird. If I have the entrance here though, it kind of forces me to expand. So I think I might make the entrance here. I'm not going to bottleneck myself in because I made that mistake too many times. But yeah, so take that out, go to view, and dig you up, and you are all going to go in the floor. Also, side note, something I'm quite excited about. You can probably hear my keyboard clacks, but don't worry, they annoy me probably just as much as they annoy you. I am actually awaiting delivery of a silicon keyboard. It's really flimsy. It cost me like £4. But apparently it's silent, so I'm going to use that for recording. So hopefully you won't have to put up with hearing my keyboard clacks anymore. The annoying thing is though, I went out for like, I don't know what it was, half an hour yesterday and I missed the delivery. And of course the postman didn't have the common sense to leave it in the porch. So I could either go all the way to Shirley, which from where I live is miles, because that's apparently where the nearest local depot thing is, which is absolutely baloney. Or I could get it redelivered, and it's going to come tomorrow, but I'm going to have to record these before tomorrow, so unfortunately we won't be able to get the benefits. But nevertheless, best foot forward and all that. So let's have the power running down here, let's just clear a bit of a space. And so that's going to be the spawner. Actually, the tutorials on this aren't that good. And I don't know whether you need to funnel them into the slaughterhouse, but you probably do. But let's have you at the front, I guess? Or at the back? We can mirror this. Yeah, let's mirror this. That makes more sense. So let's have it here. Which is exactly the opposite way around than how I wanted it placed. Yeah. There we go. I think that's how it works, right? Hope so. So let's rip out the floor a bit more. But yeah, don't worry. The keyboard clack should be a thing of the past, and it's going to be a lot smoother, smooth sailing from now on. Hopefully, fingers crossed. I'm excited. I'm very excited. And let's link you up to the power. Because everything in this game needs power. Ooh, gold. Hello. Right, you... I think this is how it works. We need 2 exports because the slaughterhouse will produce 2 different liquids. One is the normal meat juice, I suppose you could call it, which is what we need. And we actually want 1. That's a tricky thing because it exports out the same face. So we want 1 export then split into 2. How are we going to do this? I think temporarily we're going to have the meat packer like this. Oh, this is so like Jimmy Rig, whatever it's called. Yeah, it's temporary. Just want to get this done, and then I can neaten it up at a later date. Let's get the codgener, because everyone knows you want the codgener. Is that going to be enough? Maybe another set? Yeah, should be good. And yeah, let's have them funneling them down. Like any normal mob grinder, except for here, because that's going to be the frame. I'm an idiot. And apparently you can't... Can you do this? No. Okay. You can't destroy it any faster than normal. Bit of a shame. If any of the mod authors watched my videos, I'd be surprised beyond belief. But fixing that might be something that's cool. So yeah, oops. We're going to have to put a lever in the middle, because I don't want this running all the time, especially when I'm away for the weekend. But let's give this a go. I think this might be worth risking. I'm not entirely sure. Right, so we want this spawner. We want this spawner to receive essence. And of course, can't do it easily. We should really get into brain farting. Definitely get into brain farting. What are they called? Facades, because then you can place stuff on top of them. Anyway, let's get up, please. So are you filling up with essence? Yes, you are. And you don't have any energy because I haven't linked you up to any power line. That would be sensible, wouldn't you agree? I'd agree. If I were me, I'd agree. So can we just do this? Because in theory you should be linked up. Except for the lamps, which I've conveniently placed in the way at every turn. Why are you here? You don't have a lamp near you. Unless this is one of the ones I moved. I'm going to do that, see what happens. Okay, good. Breach. Okay, power. It's not going to be nearly enough reach, but this'll do. Kind of. Let's fall down. It's always good falling down. Let's get some more of these. I have to make some more of these soon. Yeah. Should have enough though. Fingers crossed. I've also upped the game volume because I watched my latest episode back and I thought it was actually quite quiet. So yeah, I've upped the game volume. If you think it's too loud, then please let me know. Or if you like the change, also let me know. It's kind of difficult to know until... Oh, already got spawn. Let me up, 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 quickly. Okay, they're being slaughtered. Excellent. Are we getting any... Haha! We are. Excellent. Now you're filling with meat. Okay. Oh, you're spitting out ingots. Okay, wait. Oh. Need to collect them. Where are they going? It's making a picking up sound, but not... Oh, they count as a drop. Oh, that's brilliant. That is absolutely brilliant. Okay. Well, I think that will do for this episode. Very talky. I'm surprised I managed to talk for that long. What do you guys think of that? This kind of style? Just you and me. Some quiet time with LeSquatch. And some noisy cows. But also meat in ingot form. Oh, this is awesome. But yeah, what we didn't do this episode, I will do next episode. I'm going to record it straight after this. So I shall say thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy, a like would be very much appreciated. You're not getting away. And I shall say thank you very much for watching, and see you in the next episode. Cool, so in the meantime, while that cooks up, I have been playing around with Thumbcraft again. I put a red trim around this room, I think it looks a lot better. And I researched night ore, and it does act as a fuel source for this whilst not setting fire to wood, so this is perfect. And I can keep the floor for the time being.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Race for Wool. We are here with Kryptocraft members and friends. Hello. We've got LeSquatch, Flip, and Hannibal, and Nighthawk, as well as all of our friends here. My friend here is DeWinning, and if